So now let's come on up to our Elasticsearch deployment. Manage this deployment. All right, so this is my Elasticsearch deployment, and what I'm looking for is right here, Elasticsearch copy endpoint. Remember, we do have the deployment version 7. Check that again, make sure. Okay, come back over to your text editor, and we're going to just paste in this URL here. Now let's come on back over here, and we've got the last node that it has you name is actually the meta shard. Okay, so copy, paste that. All right, validator 1. Validator 2, which is shard 3. And then the last one, your meta shard. There we go. Process finished. It is installed. It is not started yet. We can still configure, and that's what we need to do. So from here, let's go up a directory, and we're going to look for the Elrond nodes folder. We've got 4 nodes in there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come on in here to just any of the nodes. We'll start off with 0. And we want to grab this external. So let's cat external. And at least with this, I can come in here and I can copy this. Go over to my notepad. I'm going to paste that in. Okay. Because we've got to paste this in to 4 different locations, and we want it to be all exactly the same, right? Let's enable to true. We're going to put our URL in right here. Elastic and the password. Okay. Okay, so we're set up. We've got enable set to true. We have our URL, starting with HTTPS, all the way down to our port number 9243. Quote encapsulated in double quotations. Use Kibana false, don't worry about that. Username elastic, and then your password. That's all you need. So let's come on back to our SSH, and we're going to say sudo nano. Let's go ahead and pop up to the root folder of our nodes. Zero config and externals, that should be there. So here we go. Now, come on down, and you're going to press Control K and get rid of each one of these lines. Let's give ourselves some space and paste. We're going to paste in this whole section right here. Okay, and we've got the new information all right here. Control X, save that. Okay, now you're just going to hit the up arrow, come over and change that 0 to a 1. Same thing. Control K. Give ourselves some space. Control X. Yep. Okay, that's all we needed to do. Okay, so on our last time we ran our script, we selected 2 for the observing squad. Now you're just going to need to press start. Okay? It started node 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And it says starting the Elrond proxy service. Okay? At this point, hit 12, give it a 12 to stop. Let's come on back to our Elasticsearch observing squad docs. Okay. Skip down past the updating section, and you come into your trivial check session. Now, on mainnet, it takes a while to get this thing up and going with the network. Okay. So this will not be running right now, but you're just going to keep running this until you see CPU load, memory load, and you're on the shard and you're actually doing some stuff here. Okay, so you can keep an eye on that. And the first thing you want to do is, the next thing is come back over to your Elasticsearch instance. And so here we are in our Elasticsearch. Come down to Kibana, and you want to select Open. And that's going to bring you to your interface of Kibana. All right, and the quickest way to find out if you've got data coming in, or if it's at least started to create the indexes, is come on back down over here to Management, DevTools, and you're going to want to take these commands here. Copy those in here. These are just some commands to get you started. You can put it below. Actually, you just take that one out. Okay. And the first one is going to tell you all of your indexes that live here currently. And so right off the bat, if we come down here and we see something with that 5 zeros and a 1, that transactions index is populated by our node. Okay? And so we know that we're connected. We've got rounds, we've got accounts, account history. These are all things coming from our node, from Elrond node. Okay? So we know it's going on. Now, we haven't we're not even an observer yet. We're not even up into the process. We're synchronizing. This says we're synchronized, but we're still downloading information and getting synced with the network. But if we run this little transactions count right now, we've already got 2,345 transactions that it's downloaded, and it's updating. So it's updating with past transactions. And so every time I click this, that number is going to be going up until it reaches a point where it's live, right? And so we know that we're connected. That's the easiest way to determine, hey, I'm getting synced. So that means that you're good to go. At this point, you're just waiting on Elrond node to get synced up and be a part of the system. But at this point, we're done. At this point, you're connected and things are going to work out. You can come back to these indices and you can just go ahead and grab them all out of here for now. Come over to a text editor like this one. Oops, I lost it. And this one will automatically set up. And so look, right here for blocks, we've already got 7.6 megabytes of block information. And for transactions, we've already got 8.7. And so we are loaded. Things are populating. As this thing syncs up, your storage size is going to get bigger here. Don't worry, it's not going to be more than a couple gig. And you're going to be all set up. So let me show you an example of my other deployment, and we'll look at what how much data is on that deployment, so you can get an idea once it's synced up what you're looking at information wise, what you need. So let's come on over here to Kibana. Okay, and it saves our information here. So the transactions, it should sync up to about 40,000 transactions. And if we get all our indices here, okay, we can look at some differences. Validators. So right here. So we're looking at while this was syncing up, 2.3 megabytes. Mine, which is fully synced up, also 2.3 megabytes. That's for validators. So validators synced up quick. Now 8.7 on transactions. Let's come on down here to transactions, and we're looking at 1.5 gig on for transaction history. You can see nothing else is in the gigabyte range, and so our next largest file looks like blocks here at 230 megabytes. So altogether, maybe you're looking at, I've got 5 gigabytes right now. So we're not talking about anything intensive. And so let's use our top command. And currently, we've got 16 CPUs on this, and we're at 85% capacity. But that's all going to come down pretty soon, and things are going to populate, and that's as simple as it is. So congratulations, you've made it to the end of the tutorial. I hope you find some good uses for your information on Elasticsearch. Thanks.